Hello and welcome back to Gamesplay, technically the only Let's Play channel on the internet. I am your host and today we're back in Satisfactory, the only game series on this channel. And guys, it's a Labor Day miracle. No, not this floating space tick here, but rather the miracle is that a video was posted. This video is probably coming out Tuesday, and it's in observance of Labor Day here in the US, and it has nothing at all to do with Starfield. Nothing at all. Being completely honest, as of this recording, Starfield is installed on my computer, but it hasn't been launched. So I am being honest that it has nothing to do with Starfield. Really, more relevantly, I would say that I'm thinking about moving the drop dates for these videos to Tuesday. So initially I was having issues with my ISP, with my upload speed. That was an issue. But I've also noticed like YouTube is taking longer and longer to process my videos. My standard definition videos seem to be finished at the rate, or the standard definition portion is finished. It's still a little bit later than usual by a couple hours, whereas the HD and 4K are taking like twice as long. And you know, the majority of you guys watch on phones, so I don't know how much of an effect it has on your viewing experience. However, I go through the trouble of recording, rendering, and uploading in HD and 4K, so I kind of want it to just work when my video releases. I'm guessing I'm not getting priority from YouTube because, you know, I'm not Mr. Beast who's making them tons of money, and that's okay. But I like the way my schedule is now for recording, editing, and uploading these videos, so I don't want to change that. So I think if I just move it to Tuesday, that's going to give me just extra buffer time so that, you know, if YouTube is just taking a really long time to process the video, I don't have to make the decision rather of like, oh, should I just release it in, you know, standard definition and it's going to look like garbage on a, you know, regular screen or rather I should say on a computer screen versus like a you know, phone screen. I don't want to have to make that choice, so I'm not gonna. And so for today, so we have a few things we want to work on today. So first of all, we can run six of these guys here, and by these guys I mean a foundry. I was gonna call it a furnace. We can run 6 foundries actually. 270 divided by 45 gives us 6 neatly. So what I'm thinking we can just do is just overclock the miners we already have to max out, so the iron will be pushing 270. The 2 coal miners will just be increased by 12.5%. so that we can get our 270 output here. Now the next logical step from that would be to build the rest of our infrastructure here, right? Move these ingots so that they can start constructing something. However, we're really banking on getting steel rotors, and thanks to all of the help from you guys, right? I've gotten a lot of tips from you guys. I really appreciate it. All of you guys are really friendly and helpful. And I've realized that you can just hit escape after you've researched a hard drive, and you can re-roll. Right, you still have to wait the 10 minutes, but you can re-roll. However, that does mean we have to go out and actually get more hard drives. Well, one other thing we also need is we need oil. We need to find oil. So either way, we have to go out. So there's gonna be a little more exploration this episode. Some of you said, you know, that's fine. They enjoyed it. I heard from a few people both in person and in the comments. So, you know, we will get some exploring done here. But before all of that, so this bridge sucks. It's a pain to deal with that bridge. So what I'm thinking for right now is that we may just do a path from here. And we're just gonna do a really sharp incline. And so the reason we're doing this, not just because it's a good idea, is also because I want to check our milestones. It could be we can finish some milestones now. If we can, that is good news. And the reason for that is because I don't think, can we search for, yeah, you see, so right now we can't even search oil. So if I recall, so I know there's definitely, let's take a look at our map actually. Okay, maybe not the most useful thing. That's weird, I don't know what this is. So based on what I know from the map, it looks like the edge is right here. I think if you round around this way, you're gonna have the grassy starting area down here. And there's oil for sure right here. It's like pure oil, but we have to cross the entire rocky desert to get to it. We don't want to do that. I think additionally, if I recall, I think there's oil here. In fact, I'm sure there is oil in these watery spaces here. So we're gonna go look for it. We're gonna at least stake that out, and in the process, hopefully find some hard drives. I imagine there's got to be something over here. And so we're gonna check the milestones, right? So we can scan for oil. Additionally, we also want to prepare a vehicle, or rather our tractor. We're gonna load it up with resources so we don't have to commute back and forth like we had to previously. That was kind of a big problem, and that was a much shorter distance. If we have to commute from like over here somewhere, that's going to be rough, right? We don't want to do that. So we want to make sure our tractor is loaded up with everything that we need, and then once we get out there and we stake out a location, we're going to put down a cargo container, drop off all of our stuff, see what we can build. We might have to do kind of a quick and dirty build so that we can get some oil byproducts going. I think really what we need is plastics and rubber so that we can do a few more milestones. Potentially. I mean, we'll decide that right now when we look at our milestones. I don't know exactly what we need. I know the Mark IVs are important, so maybe that's what the Mark IV conveyors, I should say, are important. So maybe that's what we should shoot for. So let's see what we got. Okay, oil processing. Let's see. We can't do this because we don't produce enough motors, I think. As in, we don't produce any, but we do need this for scanning. And then the idea would be, it's industrial manufacturing? No, it's in tier 6, isn't it? Here we go. Oh, this is a bit far out. We might have to plan for not having this. Anytime soon. That's a long ways to go for that. Okay, so definitely for sure today, before we leave, we gotta do this. So let's go ahead and select that milestone. Now motors, that's where we're gonna have an issue, but let's see what we can do with that. We have these rotors. These rotors are free right now to use, except for the fact that they are a little blocked off right here. So I think that's what we'll do is we're gonna just pipe these rotors. What are we getting here? We're getting 4 per minute, so we're not gonna get full speed on our motor production, and that's fine. We don't need full speed on it. So let's see. Let's look at motors. So yeah, so we'll be at less than half the rate. So you know, something like 2 and some per minute. That's okay. So let's go ahead and do that from right here. And we should be able to just feed it through here. So luckily this doesn't require a lot of reconfiguration on our part. We like that. Okay, there's one input. Let's get you hooked up. All right, and let's go ahead and get this guy put down to 40% here. How many stators do we put out? 5 per minute. So we're hitting our goal with this one, and then some. And in fact, we'll just even do that because it actually lines up perfectly. Okay, let's dope these. And there we go. And let's put somewhere for them to go. Okay, so while that's going, actually what we can do next is, shoot, maybe we can get rid of the rest of this. I'm wondering if I should have just a bridge that cuts all the way across. Doesn't look good, but it is useful to have, as long as it's on the world grid. And we can also finish getting that 6th foundry set up, just because we're here already. They're not going anywhere right now, but it's a thing to get done before we forget about it, because that is within the realm of possibility easily. I'm just trying to figure out an easier way to get from here to here. Obviously hypertubes would be ideal, but I don't think there's enough time in this episode for that. Let's do this. Let's just get a little wacky here. This is me getting wacky. And then we're just going to slope down here. I've actually been a little too far. And then also, who knows how this lines up. Okay, let's fix this. I was doing this entirely wrong here. I think this isn't gonna get us to where we're going. What do we need here? That is 1, 2, 3. So we need 3. We need to go up 3. There's 2. There's 1. There we go. I mean, it doesn't look good, but we'll take it for now. We just need it to be functional right now. We'll do something better. Definitely, probably going to be some hyper tubes. And here, what I was thinking is we cut across in the same way we were previously. Mainly right now, just to get these guys here, since we don't want this bridge to exist anymore. I think we'll be able to get all of it, and we're actually not too worried about getting all of it right now. Okay, we'll save that for later. Let's go down and get our 6th foundry set up. And so actually already we're gonna make use of this new commute path. We don't have, we're gonna do some overclocking, so we need our either our slugs or some of the overclocking shards that we have, which we should have some. And although I haven't started Starfield, I did just finish Tears of the Kingdom, and I gotta say, good game. Good game. If I were to do a quick spoiler-free review, I'd say, and definitely qualify it by saying that everyone has different opinions. This is my subjective opinion on it. And I think it's good that people disagree. People should disagree. I think that's the great thing about, reviewing a game or thinking about, what makes a good game, is that not everybody's looking for the same thing. I think that's perfectly fine. Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is a very, very close to what I would call a perfect game. And to me, a perfect game is a game whose ambition and grasp are pretty close to the same. And by that I mean, like, right, a game where essentially everything they tried, they were able to do it. But just to give you an idea of kind of how I frame it, and I think the reason Tears of the Kingdom didn't quite hit perfect is mainly because I don't think their world building was very good. Like, don't get me wrong, let me start with the positives. For sure, the mechanics are pretty exceptional. Like, they obviously took cues from Souls-like games and even like Western open world games, like Bethesda games, right? They definitely took cues, but they kind of distilled a lot of those concepts into like these really tight game loops, which is pretty impressive. I think they really flex on that. Additionally, like a lot of the new construction mechanic, the building mechanic, it's very well designed. And even like the stuff they do with physics, like they were just flexing on people. Like, if you know anything about programming, game design, physics engines, like some of the stuff they did is pretty impressive. And considering like the Switch is an older system and was never very powerful to begin with, they really pull a lot of performance out of that thing. It reminds me of the original Red Dead Redemption. Came out at the end of the life cycle for the Xbox 360, and like the devs pulled a lot from it. That game looked great, all things considered. Let me stop for a second so I can figure this out. So we need to be at 270. So my guess is, that's also, yeah, it's all going to be 112.5. That gets us 270. And so I gotta hand it to Nintendo in that regard. That's pretty impressive. That said, I think their world building leaves something to be desired compared to, like, say, Elden Ring or even Bethesda games. Starfield excluded, because I haven't played it yet. Starfield excluded. Bethesda games, as clunky as their systems can be, I think they do a good job of world building. They create a world that feels believable, I guess would be the word. I don't want to say immersion. I feel like immersion is kind of a loaded term. Oh, I didn't know this. You can literally set the parts. I think I figured this out before. I just forgot, but I don't know. I only know the percentage. I don't know how many I need. Nope, 112.5. There we go. 135, I guess is what I need. And I think, so there's this writer, slash guy who made videos for Tracked.com. I think he worked for IGN for a little while. His name is Michael Swaim. He said of Breath of the Wild specifically. Let me build this ladder real quick. Of Breath of the Wild, he said that the game feels like a kid playing with, Zelda toys. Like they pull out their Zelda toys, they pull out their Hyrule Castle playset, right? And they play toys, right? And it's because it feels a little artificial, right? And I think this extends maybe to how they kind of crafted other systems to just be very distilled, essential, right? It's not necessarily bad, right? It's just a different way of doing things. However, I would disagree with kind of the analogy of toys. I think it feels more like you're playing Link at a Zelda theme park. And so, because all of the NPCs, the non-story NPCs, I should say, they really feel like performers or attendants at a theme park. They when they speak to you, it's kind of this like canned flavor text, or they're just pointing you to the next location, right? Essentially, to the next attraction, right? Or the next thing that you can do, the next experience, right? And again, right, from a gameplay perspective, well, you're not wasting the player's time, so that's a good thing. However, I think that and real quick, somebody did give me some advice on just attaching these splitters directly to our, yeah, you see, that was the reason to do it, directly to our lifts there. However, if I start doing that, I'm gonna feel compelled to change all of it right now, so we're not gonna do that right now. However, that is good advice. I think that is excellent advice. But yeah, it does feel like a theme park, and again, it's a choice. I don't think it's necessarily the wrong choice. But it does make the world feel a little less alive, I guess, a little less like it's a lived-in world. And I think that does a disservice to the story, because it kind of disconnects the world from the story, right? Zelda always has kind of these, like, it always has either undertones or overt tones of like post-apocalyptic, apocalyptic kind of stuff, right? And I think in the past they were very willing to like not pull their punches on this, but that's maybe I guess what you call the Disneyfication of Nintendo, but that's a different topic altogether. But the kind of that disconnect, right, between kind of what feels like these performers at a theme park versus like the encroaching evil, that without spoiling it, the encroaching evil of on Hyrule, right, makes it feel like there's a disconnect, and it kind of, in my opinion, does a disservice to the story. The story already, the way I feel like Zelda stories kind of go. See if we can dump some of this, or we yeet it from our inventory. Right, it's the Legend of Zelda, right? As in it's a. I end up with this. Drop some of this in here. Right, it's the Legend of Zelda, in the sense that it very much feels like a myth, right? A rhyming story of evil rising, and then the hero, with the help of some people, stops that evil, right? And so you don't need too much explanation, right? You don't need to know why or how Icarus built his wax wings. It's that's not what the point of the story is, right? And to that extent, I think they succeed. However, they also do try to round out their characters, make them feel more relatable and like people. And so between the lack of world building and the less than stellar dialogue, I did watch it, or I did play the game with the English dub. Sue me, drag me. That's how I played the game. And I won't speak to the voice acting. I don't think I'm I don't know enough about that to really say anything about it. Yeah, like, despite the fact that there was the dialogue, the spoken dialogue, the cutscenes are pretty sparse, all things considered, there were definitely portions of dialogue where I thought to myself, this doesn't need to be here. And yeah, that is my opinion on that. I don't think the dialogue was great. There's a good twist in the story that's very easy to see coming, especially depending on where you go first. And I thought it was still impactful once kind of the world comes to the realization, right? The characters in game come to the realization and you actually watch it happen. It was still, you know, in my opinion, impactful. The last fight in Tears of the Kingdom, right? The very, very last fight is actually, you know, it's a beautiful set piece. The music, the visuals of it, the you know, the combat itself, I think wasn't as complex as I would have liked, but it was excellent. And that is my Tears of the Kingdom review. Thanks for tuning in. Just waiting on this to hit 50. You know, in the meantime, let's prep a vehicle. However, the issue we have is that our vehicle needs to be down here. And as you can see, that's kind of a long ways down. However, we have a way to get down there. In fact, we can make an even easier way to get down there, since it looks like we're gonna have to wait just a little bit more for our motors to finish. So let's get to work on that. So what I'm thinking here is I'm just gonna make kind of a, oh, that's right, we have this staircase here. Yeah, let's just use that. Rather, not a staircase, but a ladder, and one of our ugly ladders. Maybe we can take the time right now to replace it with one of the better ladders. And it looks like we can reach that and that. However, we want to go all the way to the top. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so I think what we can do is we can have this go all the way to the top here. This next platform is way taller. And then what we can do here is, so we don't have to do these awkward jumps. Can I still walk through here? Can I use this ladder? No, it doesn't look like it. Dang. Just kind of hoping that would work. Because we can't... Oh, yeah. Doesn't let you lock it into the middle here, does it? Yeah, sure, we'll do it this way. This will give us a little bit of a space to kind of jump off and catch on. Yep, that is acceptable. Okay, let's go down here and craft our vehicle, and then we'll look at what we need to load into it. We really want a healthy supply of everything, because I never know exactly what we're gonna need. Okay, for sure, fuel. Let's get everything we're gonna need. This one, because we only have these 14, 100 of you. We only have these 3, so we'll throw that in there. 500 screws, one of these, one of these. I think that's kind of it for what we need. Rather, obviously not in the right amounts, but I think that represents the totality, except maybe some more fuel just in case. So let's check where our motors are at, and then we can grab the last milestone and any parts we still need, and we can head out. I hope we're gonna need motors when we get over there, because I'm pretty sure the refineries take motors to build. That is unfortunate. So we'll be able to finish the milestone right now, but we're still gonna need some supply of motors. That's okay. In the meantime, I do have to walk around. I know we have spare parts around here. This is where, oh, these are our screws. We'll grab a little bit more of that. However, we are running out of space. Let's drop a few things we don't need. Let's drop these. I don't think we're going to need a heal, guys. I think we're gonna be fine. And you know what? We can make space by also completing this almost. We don't have the copper sheets. Almost, there we go. Actually, we should get more copper sheets. I think we'll have to do a lot of pipes.
Oil acquisition and refining unlocked. Oil-based products can now be made. The byproducts of oil refinement can be used after further processing, as seen in the refinery. Caution. This is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
A little meta commentary, I guess, on the game loop. Okay, let's fill up what we have. Or rather, let's fill up what we can. Rather 3 stacks. So that's 600 iron plate. I mean, that's nothing. We'll let our motors build up a little bit. We'll run over and load up the tractor with what we have, and then we'll come back. Okay, oh, a stack of 8? Come on, dude. Yeah, some of this is making less sense now that I look at it. Like 3 and 14, that's small stacks, small stacks. I do want to get a little bit of everything in here. Definitely the iron plate so we can reload on that. Okay, and then we'll grab our motors, fill up on whatever we're short on, and then we will head out. While we're at it, let's set a milestone. I don't like when I can't tell what our next milestone is. Oh, I would love more inventory slots, however, that's still far away. Let's focus on just this milestone here. That seems like the logical next step. Oh man, that is... I don't think that's anywhere near enough. I think probably on stators we'll find, but we'll grab just one more stack. I don't know if they're usually an intermediary part. Okay, we're gonna give this a second to move along and do its thing. Okay. 15 each, 10 each. We're not gonna get a lot done, to be realistic. We'll have to make a trip back. That's okay. We'll see what we can get done. We just need enough to make a little progress, say on this next milestone, for example. And we'll get a little more figured out. Hey, good omen. It's been a while. It's been a while, buddy. Take it easy out there. I'll even ignore that you totally dropped me into that water. Not cool, dude. And so ignoring the, I don't know, it was like 5 or so minutes that I spent waiting for some more motors to build. We are still running, we're okay on time. We are a little short on time, so we'll see what we can get done. For sure, we have to find a hard drive and do those 2 cycles, so that's at least 20 minutes just for those 2 cycles, plus probably about 15 minutes, optimistically, to actually find a hard drive. We didn't grab more fuel. You know what, that's fine. We can craft we can figure that out if we need to. I think we should be fine. Yikes, pressing all the buttons. Okay, there we go. Now we can climb up here. Our little tractor will do that. I mean, worst case scenario, we throw some leaves in the in the fuel tank and just consume those. Whoa, big guy. Gonna drive right past them. Oh, I think we need to use this path down here. We're sneakily tractoring past that bad guy. He can't even hear us. Whoa, we are tumbling down this hill. I can't stop. There we go. Oh, well, maybe that truck is a lot larger, but I imagine it's more powerful. We would not be able to traverse the space with that truck. Oh, that's right. We can search for... Let's see where we're at. Imagine we're close. Oh, yep. Oh, okay. The closest stuff is over there. There's some stuff half a click over there. Okay. That's good news. Let's drive to the closest one. Oh, hold up. Hold up. What's this here? That looks like wreckage. We just have to figure out how to get up there. Okay, now we need to do this ASAP. Because we want to get our 2 rolls in. I mean, the way they're spaced out, you're eventually gonna run into some of these guys, but I do feel, I feel lucky today. Let's see, how do we do this? So what I'm thinking is probably straight up, and then we'll build some platforms in some really janky way. This is gonna be a monument to jank. I think this is about right. Can I do... Yes, I'd have to do... That's okay, we can just rebuild this. Oh, that's perfect. We're most of the way there now. You know what? Let's do this reverse. I'm doing this the really dumb way. Let's just build a ladder. This fits. There we go. Perfect. Like that. Easy way. What do you need? Oh, man. Those are our motors, dude. Well, shit. That's, I mean, Satisfactory giveth and Satisfactory taketh away. That's just how it is sometimes. Are we gonna leave this here? Yeah, probably. You know, I usually delete stuff like this. I should leave stuff like this. It kind of gives a way for me to see where I've been. World building. We're world building in Satisfactory for our playthrough. Okay, so we're already here, so let's make it all the way to the oil node. See. Whoa, there's oil back there. I mean, the oil back there is going to be way closer to home. 207, 84. What I don't like, though, is that it's kind of in the forest. And I feel like that implies more baddies to fight. But, you know, that's fine. They haven't posed much of a threat before. Except for that very first spider we fought. But past that, they've been actually very easy to kill. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I see it. Glistening in the sort of sunlight. Speaking of lighting, I might give... I haven't watched all of the new updates from Coffee Stain, but I might watch them and see if we can do another update 8 video and just see the state of update 8. Even that one rhymes. Okay, so this is a normal node. Not bad. You know, let's go on foot real quick and scout out those remaining nodes. Surprised we haven't had to kill anything yet. Not that I'm itching for it. I should be paying attention to those markers that are rapidly disappearing. Ah, there we go. There's a guy. Looks like he's guarding his oil node there. He says, "This is my crude. Don't you touch it." Oh, that's a miss. I mean, this is not how I want it to go, but apparently I can't pick up leaves. Probably because my inventory is full. That's a very good reason. Okay, let's see. What is the... oh, look at that. We were always within view distance of oil. Impure. Damn. However, I think there's another node nearby here. There it is right there. Alright guys, come on. One at a time. Not all at once. Can't pick up any of that stuff, but yeah, this is impure as well. However, given that there's line of sight to the factory here, I think we can build something here. Oh, shoot. I am wasting time. I'm a goober, guys. First thing we need to do is build a freaking MAM. Well, it doesn't cost you guys anything. I'll just have to spend some extra time unless I get lucky. I guess either way it's extra time. All right, so I like this. This is good. I think this open area here, we can just... if we build very tall, let's see, what is the size of our oil extractors? Let's build one. It's not too tall. Yeah, we can just build above this. I mean, it'll require some extra power to pump. Let's go one higher. Okay, let's build a ladder. Let's build a ladder here. And we're not gonna think about it too much right now. I think we're just gonna put a cargo container down here somewhere. Okay, and then let's go pick up our bug parts. And we'll bring the cart. I guess we can mark that area as well. Our tractor, rather. It's not a cart. We don't have tickets for the cart yet. But we will once we process these bug pieces, these hatcher remains. So that's 2 impure, 1 pure. And I guess that's the downside to this area. There might not be a lot of oil. But we can, I mean, we can make do with this. There's definitely more over there. I think it's just not very concentrated. Okay, let's put down our marker here. What does this do? Let's see what this does. Does that just put select icon? Oh, I see. There's different options. I mean, that's not really it. Looks like factory, not refinery. You know what? Yeah. Select image. Select color. The color of crude. Sure. So I'm spending way too much time doing this. So medium, large. You know, yeah, sure. Okay. No need to spend too much time on that. It's just a mechanic I had not previously interacted with. And actually what we can do is we can keep our refineries down here. They don't have to be upstairs. I guess either way we end up with a fluid product though that needs to be moved. See, so we won't be able to build any refineries, I'm sure. Yeah, because we have no motors left. However, let's take a look at what we have here. I'm wondering if keeping on with our thing about creating skyways, sky highways. Can we do something like that here? Okay, so we were trying to build a skyway. I wasn't happy with the results right now. However, our MAM just finished. And we didn't get what we need, alright? Either of these good. Oh, steeled frame. Well. No. Escape. Whoa. It's something weird to my movement. So what escape does, so right now I'm not pressing any buttons. I know I have to hit back and then escape. That seems to end that issue after a few movements, but it's not letting me exit. It doesn't seem to care. That I don't want any of these. It doesn't care. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Doesn't work. There is the option, I think somebody else had mentioned it in the comments, of the Satisfactory calculator to that would be some real cheating right there. Cheating is such a weird word for this. Like, it's not multiplayer. I'm not taking anything from anybody. I guess let me figure out what the best recipe here is. We'll pick that. We'll have to find another hard drive, or rather, I am debating. I don't want to hold up the series is the issue. If it was just me playing by myself, I don't think I'd care. The fun of it would be making do with what I have. Maybe that's part of this, game as well, playing it in the stream. But again, we really need that steel rotor recipe. So let's see what's good here. Okay, and so as I'd figured, just because it's steel, it looks like this is the best. This is actually a pretty decent recipe, it looks like. So we're gonna go with steeled frame. And that does kind of suck. I was hoping for some re-rolls and to keep trying here. I don't think we're gonna get lucky. That's the one we already found. And find another hard drive, anytime soon, considering we're pretty much at time right now. So I think the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna build a path. I think it makes sense to be able to quickly travel. Over here, we might even have like a dedicated tractor for this. Might be good at looking at what options we have for making something road-like. Okay, now we have an easy way to get back and forth. I like it. Probably still use a construction container just because it saves us some time. All right, so not a lot of building this episode, which maybe is appropriate for Labor Day. But we've got oil found out. This gives me a good opportunity to do a little more research on setting up our oil infrastructure, figuring out how we build what we need. And additionally, it gives me a little time to decide on the Satisfactory calculator, whether it's worth it to just, edit our save to get what we need. Definitely for next episode, we're going to next episode, we really do have to do some building. We have to get our oil set up so we can advance a little bit and hopefully make progress. And then that makes a strong argument for the Satisfactory calculator and just editing in the recipe that we need, or making do without it. You know what? Yeah, let me formally say, we have, let's see what our options are. We have making do with what we got, right? So just dealing with it, moving ahead with that, continuing to gamble, right? So essentially trying to do other things as we put off building the infrastructure over where we have those foundries, so that we can get more chances of finding hard drives and researching them. And then the last option is to just use the calculator. So I'll ask you guys, just tell me what you guys think. 1, 2, and 3, right? So 1 is accepting that we don't have the recipe and just building our constructors and our assemblers, building more screw infrastructure so that we have the supply of it that we need to build the rotors. Second is we continue to put that off, try to do other things, find more hard drives and gamble, and hopefully we get it. Or 3, we just use the calculator and we edit it in and we have the recipe that we need. So I'll let you guys decide on that. Or at the very least, I will take input on that. I'd like to hear what you guys think. As always, you guys provide some pretty good advice. So as always, I appreciate your viewership. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. Next episode will be out Tuesday. So we'll move this to Tuesday. That'll let me keep my schedule. So next episode will be out next Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next time.